We're rolling. So, all right. So, do you have any initial thoughts before we start jumping into the questions?
Um, I found a scripture
Uh-huh. Okay.
in Ether 12 uh, uh, 9, 19
Okay.
that says, and there were many whose faith was so exceedingly strong, even before Christ came, who could not be kept from within the veil, but truly saw with their eyes the things which they had beheld with an eye of faith, and they were glad. And well, this scripture was talking about a prophetic vision about the future of the church, and talks about the importance to prepare and get ready to see maybe things that others can't see before, or create, in this case, companies, business that also have not been created or something like that. So I think that when we put our faith in Christ, we can focus, or we can be ready to build something big.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. Very good.
Great.
Okay.
So let's see.
So,
Homeplate.
so this so this girl, Lexi, has a business where she sells meals, and it sounds like she's kind of rolling along. She's going fine. So it says that to get started, she used $1,000 of her own money to buy supplies and equipment, and issued herself 100,000 shares. So are we supposed to? I guess one of my initial questions was, so that $1,000 goes like on the books as like investment money from her, correct?
Yes, actually, we were supposed to create the capitalization table,
Yeah,
and I just create one. In one cell, I put the total investment. In another, the number of shares at the moment,
yeah,
the share price, the total shares, the company value at that moment, and then
yeah.
divide between the Lexi property, the Angel property for the investment, and the A series for investment, in order to assign a specific percentage between each category, or between each investment. So, for example, in the first question, it says that she invests 1,000,
Yeah.
and she got 100,000 of shares, right?
She got 100,000 shares, right?
Ah, sorry, 100,000, yeah. And that means that the share price was 0.01.
So a penny a share, yeah.
Exactly. And she got uh, 100 shares. Now 1,000 shares. And the company value at the moment is 1,000. And also Lexi owns all the property,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
For the second one, it says that she used an investor. Yeah, an angel investor.
Okay.
So I got that Lexi will own at the end 50%, and the angel investment will earn also 50%. Do you agree?
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
So we don't use, so the basic of shares, it has nothing to do with the amount of money that people have put in. It's the amount of, I mean, sorry, let me start over. When we figure the percent of the ownership. It all has to do with the percentage of shares that they own, not how much they've put in, right?
Yes, is exactly. I think that depends in the share price because in some, well, in more, in other example, it says that although the investment was not so important or so valuable, because of the share price, the company value increased a lot. But in other cases, the total investment was considerable, but the share price was too low, and the company
Okay.
value remains at the same price. So I think that the key here is the share price because it will multiply or decrease the company's value, which at the end I think it's one of the most important.
Yes. So is that what you got?
Um, let me see.
Hey Samuel, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
Yeah.
This is for the. I guess this is question number
Two. Well,
2. Yeah. Um,
one B, right?
yeah.
Point zero, point oh one. Yeah.
So even though she just puts in only 1,000, we don't use that as the basis. We don't use that as the basis for estimating what percentage she owns. It all has to do with the shares.
Yes, exactly. We calculate everything by shares, including how much percentage of the shares that she has or the investor has in order to calculate the company's value. So if by the number of shares you got 20%, you have to calculate 20% of the company's value in order to get out or figure out the total value of the company.
Okay. One of the things that when I was working on this, one of the things that I was considering was if she didn't, because she ended up issuing 100,000 more shares. So these are like brand new shares. And I was trying to figure out if she didn't do that, if she would have just, divided up what she had, that would have totally messed this up. She would have given away way more of the company than she already had. Anyway, I think what we're focusing on though is just how this kind of dilutes the owner in different ways to do it.
Oh, yes, because if she would not issue new shares, she will decrease a lot her property and also the share price. Because
Right.
supposedly the attractive for new shares is because the share price could increase. In this case, it increased from 1 pen to 50 cents. So that represents like an increase. Also, she lose property at that time.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other comments about number 2?
Mm.
Okay, let's move on to number 3 then. So what's the difference with number 3?
Okay, the number three will be number two, right? Well, question number two because the last one was 1B.
Oh, are we on number 2? Sorry.
Exactly, it's number two.
Yeah. 2.
It says that invest 50,000 at $2 per share. So I came up with that Lexi property will be 80% and the angel investment will be 20%. Did you agree?
Yeah. What about you, Samuel? Is that what you're getting?
Yeah, I just doing it really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't run through the numbers really like on detail. She invested 100 grand, right?
She invested. It was like 1,000, but she issued herself
Oh,
150 shares.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
True.
what I was
A
saying.
thousand bucks. Yeah, and 100,000 shares, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if she turns around and sells $50,000 worth of shares, so I figured out the math that was going to be 25,000 shares. So I think we're in agreement, Miguel. So
Yeah,
then
makes
the
sense.
number of shares totally outstanding is 125,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just divide however many shares Lexi has by the number that are outstanding, and you get 80%. And then the same thing with the angel. 25 over 125 is 20%.
Okay, so when the angel gets 25, you add those to the 100,000 that she already had?
Yeah, because they were issued new. So it would be different if she sold 25,000 out of hers.
Okay, okay, I see.
Because then that would
So she's really not she's not selling, she's just adding it.
yeah, she's adding, but it still dilutes her because those 100,000 shares, like in the problem before, she owned 100% of the company. So now she still owns 100,000 shares, but
But only 80% of the company.
yeah. So
Actually, with this calculation, the company's value raised to 250,000.
oh, you're right because you're right.
Yeah, so that means that she doubled the, well, considering the sorry, the 1 B answer, the company's value was just 100,000.
Yeah.
So she doubled that amount of money, but she recovered more than half of the property. She now owns 80%, and the angel investment just owned 20%.
That's a good point.
Hmm.
All right. Should we move on?
Yeah,
So
number three.
next one is number 3.
Okay. Yeah, I made this problem in two parts. First, I calculate the Lexi and Angel investment, and then the Lexi and series. For Lexi and Angel, I came up with that Lexi will get 67% of property, Angel
Uh-huh.
investment 33%,
Yeah.
and the A series 0%. And for Lexi and the series, Lexi will end up with 37%, the Angel investment 19%, and the A series 44%.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, I think we agree also.
Yeah.
So how do the valuations work there? Because once they get the Series A, they get a valuation, right?
Yeah, so the valuation of the angel of the first round, the company was worth
Mm-hmm.
150,000 or yeah,
Yeah,
150,000,
well,
right?
exactly. At $1, uh, the share price.
Sure.
And so since there's 150 outstanding at $1, that's what the
Mm-hmm.
valuation is. But
Oh,
then the
okay. So
series
they agreed at $1 per share. I see.
and then when the Series A, they were going to issue 120,000 more shares at 250. And so then that creates the new total number of outstanding shares is
So sure.
270,000. So then is the new valuation, is that, so that is really going to be 270 times 250? So is that what the valuation is at that point? 675,000? Is that what you guys get? Or do you do
I
it?
got 681.
Oh, 81.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm sick. But yeah, it's almost the same.
Okay, well, this is why I wanted to have this meeting, because I wanted to just check to see if you guys are, if your math is adding up the same as what I was doing, because
But well, considering this value of the company, I mean, with this move, she will, it's valuing $500,000, so that's a lot.
yeah. So in
And
this,
she's still on. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say that in this scenario, if she decides to finance her company this way, it's very costly because now she's down to a 37% ownership,
Exactly.
and this Series A, he's a majority owner now, and the angel owns 20%. That was very costly. But I think that this exercise is just kind of showing us that's why the whatever convertible debt's like kind of attractive.
Yeah. But actually, that was, according to my calculation, that was the highest amount of, well, the highest value of the company that she could get with all the moves is
Oh,
this
is that
one.
right? Oh,
So it's the highest, but it also takes away, right?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but I guess if if you figure out, so if the company's valued at that much, then it's really that much times. So her share of that is 250. Maybe that isn't like as attractive. I don't know.
I was thinking that maybe this option could be attractive if she would like to franchise her
Yeah,
business, because looking for this option, she will need just, well, she will still earning some profits for each sale. She will still having some kind of management, but she could start focusing in other business or working in other project. I don't know. So maybe just for something like that could be this option attractive if she doesn't want anymore to have all
yeah,
the control or something like that.
that makes sense. Okay. All right, should we move on to number 4? You guys have any more questions about that?
No.
Okay, so create a capitalization table for Lexi's venture after raising Series A funding using the following assumptions. Let's see. So if I did this right, so Lexi chooses a $50,000 convertible debt instead of equity. And um, so it was just like a loan on paper. There was no shares that were issued or anything. So I guess I don't have a date here or anything, but basically she takes in that money and it's just like a note, a debt, convertible debt. So the convertible debt is carried at a 0% interest rate, and Lexi will raise an additional 300 at 250 a share in 1 year. So we're just for the sake of making this simple. So here's a year later, and she's going to issue 120,000 shares at 250 each, and she brings in 300,000. And then she offers the angel for that $50,000. She says, well, you can buy those shares at a 10% discount, which is like 225 a share. So if she does that, she gets that $50,000 and she issues 22,222 shares. So if I'm doing this right, so the valuation of the company is going to be this amount of shares times 250. But this is pretty cool how she retains, wow, 41%. Really, the person that takes the biggest hit is the angel. Because this guy is 50%. He's still majority owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I calculated in, well, I divided, and at first I calculated 300,000 investment, and I
Yeah.
came up that Lexi will uh, own the 50%, and the A series will earn or will have the 55%.
Oh,
And then
really?
I calculate the 50,000 investment with the 10% discount, and I got the same 41% for Lexi, 9% for the Angel, and
Oh,
50%.
okay.
Yes, in this case, as we can see, the angel investment is the one that is like losing more than the rest of the parties.
Yeah.
So maybe they will not be quite, uh, or well, maybe this business model will not like them because they are losing a lot from the
Yeah.
first option that we saw, about 30-50% that they got. Now they are earning just 9%. So maybe for angel investment, this option will not be attractive.
Yeah, but the case said that that's lower. That's lower because it's less risky because it's a loan. So the angel, because it's risky investing
Uh-huh.
in a startup, and if you buy stock, you're kind of rolling the dice. It's not like they're going to owe you money, but if it's a debt and then they have to liquidate the company or something, you can get some of that back. So I guess that's the trade-off, right? Because it was a debt, so they still kind of allow them to buy in and buy some shares at a discount. But up front, it's a little less risky for the angel because it's a loan, and if
Yeah,
things kind of go south, then they have the ability to kind of recover some of that money.
yeah, exactly. That's the advantage that they have, that they could recover their money.
So if you guys were Lexi, which one would you go with? What would you do?
Well, I wrote that depending if she would like, as we discussed, if she would like just to maybe franchise the business, I think that she could use the convertible, let me see, the convertible debt, because that will increase the value of the company, but will reduce her number of shares. That will let her that will let her to focus in another business or keep working in another project. But if I were Lexi, I would like to maintain the control of the business, and I will pursue seed rounds using an angel investor, increasing the price per share, the company value, and giving me more ownership and autonomy to manage the company. That will be my option.
Yeah, I think I'm this. I'm I would be leaning toward doing the convertible debt. It seems like that's the best way to preserve the most ownership.
Well, I think that's what the lesson was about this week. I went with convertible debt too. I wasn't able to do much of the math, but just by the idea of it seems like convertible debt seems more attractive even to investors because they get an option to buy at a discount rate.
Yeah,
But even be really rewarding, right? Be the first ones to come in, and then when the valuation of the company actually does come, they can make also a lot of money. In this case, I guess they still have their money there and they can still make it back, like you said, Nate. But their ownership is just lower. But it also makes sense because they're not investing as much, right?
yeah,
And also like money up front for a new business and an angel investor and attracting investors. Like money is worth a lot more now than maybe 2-3 years ahead. Because you don't know what's going to happen with the business. You might, just lose it. And so money right now, like from an angel investor, is probably worth a bit more than
yeah.
money coming in 2-3 years later from a VC firm.
Yes, well said. Well, I think that covers it. Unless you guys have anything else you want to bring up, I think that's probably good enough. This is kind of a short case.
Yeah, it was.
So you guys good?
Do you guys know if Cameron is still on our team? Because was he here last time, or he didn't show up last time? He's missed one, right?
Yeah, I think last time he said that he had a family thing, so I think he's still in it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him.
Oh well. Yeah, I guess we're good. We have
Okay,
another one this week, right, for Sunday?
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we do. All right.
All right, guys.
Great.
So will you send us a link,
Yeah,
Nate?
Oh, yes,
yeah, I'll do
please.
it here in just a few minutes.
Cool. Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Perfect.
Have a good few days.
Have a
We'll
good night.
talk to you later. Okay, bye.
All right.